Hello everybody. This bit is specifically for those watching on YouTube because no one's watching me on Twitch right now. Not got the link out, so hello and thanks for clicking on this and coming to watch the action. I'm recording this live. This is the Tanso Racing Cayman Cup, and as you can see we're at Dragon Trail Seaside. We'll go through all the intros in just a mo. Let me get the link shared out and do a couple of other things to get some viewers in. A thank you to Traumatic Dave, who followed while we were away. I do appreciate that, thank you very much. Right, share link. Oh, I'm pressing all sorts of wrong buttons on my phone. I just thought I'd leave you on cool rides while we're doing this. Let me get that. Tanso Racing Group. Live for the Cayman Cup. Cheers, Johnny. I literally went onto CRT to post it on there, and Johnny Carrington's already done it, so thank you very much, mate. That's that. Let's get P1, because they've got a few guys on here. That's that one. Who else do we want? Let's see if Mature Racing Club can join in. The Burnt Fry. Have you changed your name on here, The Burnt Fry? I know you have on PSN, I saw that. But good evening, mate. How are you doing? How are you feeling about tonight's race? Did you watch Formula 1? Oh, brilliant, wasn't it? Ghost Rider CRT evening. Ghost Rider, are you Johnny or are you someone else? Are you just a CRT sort of member that watches? I just like to know who I'm talking to, really, that's all. I'm just being nosy. So that's that on next gen. Let's get into Cliches Discord and post it in there as well, for God's sake. Why is it everyone I go to just goes and sits in the pits? Steve, hi Steve. Good to meet you, mate. Who's Mrs. Miggins 001? Oh, you're admin over there, right? Oh, cool. Well, you boys have been doing you proud, mate. They've had some blinding races. Right, I'm nearly done posting my links out. And good bro, and yes, well, oh mate, I was screaming. You know what? It got to I think it was like lap 20. I remember. I looked at it and I just thought, here we go, it's just going to be a Mercedes. Mercedes are just going to romp away with it, and it's going to be boring as anything, and let's just watch the midfield battle. And they were fucking brilliant. Oh, honestly, I mean, I don't wish anyone to ever have what's the word? Like a mechanical failure that takes them out of the race, but I think it was like 7 cars had failures or something. Oh mate, it was a brilliant race. Chuff for Lando Norris, honestly. I've been a fan of his since he started. Not a fanboy, just obviously a young Brit that's doing well. You want to get behind him, and he's smashing it. Hamilton v Albon, take 2. Kind of a Brazil repeat. Although I think Albon this time made a brilliant move and just got caught on the outside. I don't think Hamilton didn't do anything on purpose. He's not that sort of dude. But it was on Hamilton. Seb Vettel spinning out. The Haas cars having an awful opening weekend. I mean, it had everything, didn't it? Evening, mate. Was absolutely buzzing for that. I think, yeah. Look, I'm on a few Formula 1 groups and we were all going nuts. Absolutely mental for Lando. Absolutely loved it. Would have been great to have Albon up there as well, but I mean, he's showing that he's more than capable of hanging with Max. But yeah, no, brilliant, absolutely brilliant race. Mercedes won too, of course, but no one remembers the race for that now. No one will remember this race for being yet another Mercedes 1-2. It'll always be. It will always be Lando's first podium, or just that absolute class. I mean, I never thought it was going to be a classic race, but what did we get? Anyway, I best stop chatting. Johnny, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm having a brew out of my Tanso Racing Group mug right now, although it's probably still a bit too hot. Oh no, that's perfect drinking temperature. So, only a couple of minutes away from the start of this, so we're going to have a little bit of qualifying coming up for you at Dragon Trail. And we've had open practice already, which you're watching now. So this is essentially FP3. As Rick to continue kicks up a load of dust. We've got a couple of new guys in here as well. We've got Dylan Curtin, who's representing P1, hence the big smash dark smoke livery all over his car. P1 Don's not a new one, but he's obviously in. Mrs. Miggins, I'm assuming, is a new driver. I don't know anything about that. I was told by John about it. It might be the driver that I'm expecting in. I just can't put the real name to the PSN name. Good luck, you sandbag. Is Mrs. Miggins one of your guys? If so, what's their real name? Is it... 1 minute. Who is it? What's their name? Tony. I'm expecting someone called Tony in here. Yeah, Tony. Cool. Alright, at least I know who it is. So yeah, we'll go through the drivers during qualifying. A little bit of news from Tanso World is that they've acquired a new sponsor who maybe are watching the stream, so if they are, drop in, say hello. They are MK Designs. Advertised on Facebook as an arts and craft shop. If you go and check them out, they do a lot of like metal engraving, cutting, custom wall clocks, pretty much anything that your creative mind can desire, they do. I've been having a little browse of the shop actually. It does look pretty decent. Definitely recommend you giving them a check out on Facebook. MK Designs, they do lots of cool stuff. One thing I really like that they got involved in was, you know, when the face mask started to be a big thing and everyone were whinging that they were chafing the back of their ears, they made ear guards and they gave them away to hospitals and hospices, which I think is just fantastic. Like, I will give anyone shout outs for doing that sort of stuff, so well done to them. Jenno, how are you doing? Steffers, evening. Ghost Rider, how are you doing? Sweet. Right, so qualifying is underway. We've got 15 minutes of this, so the drivers will now head out for 15 minutes. Set the fastest lap they possibly can. Steffers, how's Johnny's heart rate about tonight? Is he wishing for better luck? We will of course be giving him coverage throughout this one. Okay, so 15 minutes qualifying. We then head on to a 40-minute race. Anyone that's remotely familiar with the series or who's watched anything of it before will know that there's quite a severe tyre and fuel wear in it. That forces a lot of strategy. Some drivers have played that to their advantage, some have made slight miscalculations in, but either way it's resulted in very good racing. Dragon Trail Seaside, the track that you see in front of you, is a fictional circuit that Gran Turismo have made. Was staged in the Dalmatia region of Croatia and Eastern Europe. This 5.2 kilometre track dips and slides up 38 metres of elevation change with a total of 18 corners. Longest straight just over 650 metres long, so not too much in terms of straight line pace. And this course, this is hedged between the Adriatic Sea and some steep mountains, characterised by being triangular, with 3 sort of hairpins and a load of chicanes booked in there, and of course the chicane of death that you've just seen Ghost on Gaming navigate his way through. So with damage being on tonight, drivers will want to avoid that wall at all costs. He loves this track. It is a very good track. It's one of my favourites. It does produce some very good racing. One of my best races ever was here. It's on my YouTube channel. It's a couple of quite a bit down because it was a season or two ago, but I had an absolute barnstorming race here a couple of seasons ago in Amateur Racing Club League. So drivers are now on their outlap. In terms of championship standings, We do have results tables for you. Of course, the leader at the minute with 2 wins under his belt is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He is just ahead of Cool Rides. I say just ahead, he's 11 points ahead of Cool Rides. Britsburger then in 3rd, Cutler in 4th at the minute, so Cutler's doing very well. The Don Dotter in 5th, don't forget he had that disconnecting race 1. Carrington is in P6 in the championship with Goshan Gaming in P7. Pilgrim Paddy holds 8th place with Sean F in 9th. Richter Continue rounds out our top 10 with Scrabs in 11th. Simo holds 12th and Red Devil 13th. So a couple of new drivers may well mix up things in here. Burntfly being one of them. So as their outlaps roll in, these curbs in the Porsche not too upsetting, but this one on the inside can really unsettle the car. With all the weight at the back of this, you really want to keep that car nice and steady. Not too many drivers taking opportunity to slipstream. I think everyone just wants to go out and get a lap under their belt. We're watching Tony, aka Mrs. Miggins, and his Jack Daniels inspired livery. Hopefully he's not sampled too much of his sponsor's produce before taking to the track tonight. Hopefully he's been on that beautiful H2O. Goshan Gaming with a 140, Burntfly with a 140. Some drivers were knocking in 138s in practice, so we'll see if that comes up. Of course, the cars are heavily laden with fuel at the minute. 100 litres gets put in the car before they start for qualifying, then it's up to the drivers to either just go out and hot lap or burn that away. So these laps that you're watching here, don't pay too much attention to the times. We will of course see those going down. A couple of drivers are fuel burning. I can see on the track there are a handful of drivers going around quite slowly and just fuel burning that away. Obi-Wan Kenobi looks to be one of them. He's not really posted a time yet. He's on his first proper lap. So we'll see what the current championship leader has to offer in qualifying tonight. I probably won't be able to confirm or deny it. Well, we'll find out, you know what I mean? We'll find out tonight. I was a bit good when he told me if the points to deduct. I didn't know any points to deduct. I didn't know about any. I'm just a humble commentator, Stafford. I don't get told about any of that. But it's really close. Like, he's just 1 point behind the Don Dotter and just 2 points ahead of Goshan Gaming, so it's very close in that midfield at the minute. So Burntfly's looking to just burn away a little bit of I was going to say burn away a little bit of fuel, but I think he's just getting out of people's way. P1 Don currently holds the top spot, although he's not going to be able to improve that, having smashed into that wall. He's knocked in a 39.3. Burntfly at the minute with a 40.1, so 8 tenths behind Don's time. Goshan Gaming, who's coming into the pits to change his boots. You'll see quite a lot of that now. Drivers will be coming in to change their tyres. He's on a 141, Carrington on 140.2, 140.4 for Pilgrim Paddy, who in practice was doing really well. So hopefully Pilgrim Paddy can improve on that. Let me just give my finger a refresh. Cutler at the minute with a 140.4. Looks like he's just done an outlap. Cool Rides, who was really steaming round in practice, 140.8 for him at the minute. Mrs. Miggins might have been on that source, 141.0 for Mrs. Miggins, nearly 2 seconds off the pace. And Sean F 42.1, which is nearly 3 seconds off the pace. So lots of work to do for some of these drivers. About halfway through this qualifying session now. So if you have commented, I can't see it. Oh, I can now, it's just appeared again. So I'm using a laptop that is powered by lunar movement. I think it's not very fast. I really need a new one. Well, he's got 40 minutes to neck some coffee and so what. See how he does that. So Burntfly then in his I don't think has he raced this before? I do a lot of different commentary, so forgive me for getting this a little bit wrong. But Burntfly second for him at the minute, but he does trail P1 Don by 8 tenths. Let's have a quick look at the live time and see if everyone's setting fire to that leaderboard. No, a couple of guys on personal best times. P1 Don is one of them, but a lot of these guys are just going to be on outlaps now, so their sector times are probably to be ignored a little bit. Well, yeah, P1 Don's outlap as I suspected, so he's burnt away half of his fuel. Burnfire's done the same sort of thing, so those guys now on hot laps. Cutler is nestled between them, with Sean F just ahead as well. Not all drivers taking full liberty with the curbs on the right hand side as you enter into what is effectively turn 2, the first chicane. You can add another foot or so to your entry point. It really does help sling the car in. Not all drivers are doing that. As Sean F just gets in the way of Cutler there a little bit. Dylan Curtin to put a decent time in, a 39.3 for Dylan Curtin. So that's a good time for him. He's still quite fuel heavy as well, so once he's burnt a little bit of that away, he should be golden. If you can hear gulping sounds, it's me drinking my tea. Thanks for the follow, Tinut Tortoise. Tiny Tortoise. Is it Tinu Tortoise? I'm going to say Tiny Tortoise, that makes more sense. Well, thanks for the follow. We really appreciate it. That takes me up to 36 now. So our path to affiliate is getting ever closer. Right, let's see. Let's check in on P1 Don. Let's have a quick look at the live timing. So you went purple sector 1, Carrington went purple sector 2, so we'll check in on Carrington in just a second. Where is he on track? He's there. Right, Don peels off into the pits. He's given up on that lap. Carrington was the man in the ascendancy, at least in sector 2, but he just holds the gear a little bit too long through that final corner. He's got a 140.4 to beat 1 second off the main time. What can he manage? He gets a 40.2. Now he does improve him, but doesn't leap him up the leaderboard. It just brings him closer into Burnfry. So he's got a little bit more work to do, has Carrington. Goes from Gaming, he's having a picnic at the side of the track. He will be bringing the yellow flags out for the guys behind him as well. So let's, I hope he's enjoying his picnic there. Dylan Curtin's out the pits after getting some fresh boots on. So he'll be going for another last gasp attempt. Putting paddies in for fresh boots. Cutler has work to do on his time. A couple of drivers are improving sector 1. Carrington was one of them. 33.5 personal best first sector for him. He's just about to approach sector 2's marker. He's got 9 tenths to get up to the top. I'll finish my tea now so I can get rid of that. He's unfortunately down on his lap now, but a lot of time can be made up through the chicane of death. What we will do in just a second is go on board with one of these guys for a nice onboard lap for P1 Don. In fact, let's see who it is. Dylan Curtin's in some fresh air and will be going for a hot lap next time round, so we can just follow on with Dylan Curtin as we see a car has beached itself. I don't know who that was. The car's just stopped on the hairpin. It's moving again now, which is good. A car has also made an error coming out of the death chicane. Dylan will be hoping that car's up and running by the time. Let's just jump on board. That was Ghost on Gaming. So he stopped his picnic now. Pulls off the racing line. So is Dylan Curtin going to come into the pits? He is. It's going to ruin my commentary. Who's coming out? Let's have a look. Ghost on Gaming. Is he going for a fast like that? Bailey, don't mess up, mate. I'm watching you. So T1 is flat in these cars, and you look for the curb on the right hand side. You start your braking just before that curb starts, and you can really chonk away at the curb on the apex and try and run as much speed down into the next complex as possible. Again, this next little kink you can take flat. Sometimes a little lift is required just to stabilise the car. Run all the curb on the inside all the speed out here is necessary, because you're now going up then back downhill into the S's section. A lot of time can be lost in the S's. Getting the balance of the car right here is critical, so hit the apex there, run the apex. Scrabs unfortunately is just in Bailey's way. Bailey's giving him a little bit of a helping hand, but we'll stick with him anyway for the time being. Coming back down to the hill into the second hairpin, brake about 125 metres down into second. Run the car as wide as he can. Bailey's not thrashing it anymore, he doesn't need to, he's building up some space between him and Scrabs. And then into the Death Chicane complex, you go right, you go left. Try and treat this as one long looping corner. And Bailey does hit that perfect. He's going to try and get past Scrabs here for a clean lap and hopefully get himself in. P1 Don does go slightly quicker at 38.6 for him. The last corner then leads you onto the longest straight on the circuit. You want a good exit from here, so you want to be on the power as soon as you possibly can. Bailey does that brilliantly, so he's going to start at hopefully what is a good lap for him. P4 at the minute, 4 goes from Gaming. Betfires out of the pits. Just dinks to one side of the circuit to get out the way. Dylan Curtin hasn't improved his lap time, but he is on another hot lap. As we saw him come into the pits for a fresh set of boots. He's timed it really well, minute and a half till the qualifying ends, and it's about a minute 40 per lap. P1 Don, as we say, 38.6 for him, so he's 7 tenths nearly clear, as the P1 boys are dominating the top of the timetables here. It's a P1 1-2. Don hasn't been up on his time. How's Carrington getting on? He's unfortunately slipped down. P1 Don doesn't like he's going to improve this time round. Dylan Curtin goes personal best, set to 1. Betfries now caught up to Scrabs. Cool Rides has been one driver that we've not really seen the best out of in qualifying. 140.1 for him. Is he putting all his eggs in one basket for you? He's not, because he's getting out of the way of Tony. He's really ragging the hell out of that Porsche. 140.3 for Mrs. Miggins at the moment. P7 as he comes across the timing board. He's 2 tenths up on his set to 1 time so far, so we might well choose to keep an eye on him. P8 for Pubbin Paddy so far. Sorry, he's just slipped down to P9 as Sean F's gone quicker. 40.2 for Sean F. So he's going to be right in the mix of it, coming down into T2 for the first time. Does anyone improve? No. No one improves at the top. That is pretty much qualifying over them. We might be allowed to let some drivers finish their laps. Let's have a look and see. No one's up on their personal best times, I'm afraid. That I can see anyway. Come on, Johnny and Sean from Mark CRT. Mrs. Miggins is coming on to the start finish straight at 140.3 to beat. I'm looking at the time, it doesn't like he's going to be beating that one. It says a 140.6, so P8 at the minute for Mrs. Miggins, and that was right on the borderline of running out of fuel as well. Carrington does improve back up to 5th for Carrington, leaps ahead of Cool Rides with a 40.0 dead on, 1.4 seconds adrift of P1 Don's time. But his, don't forget the race strategies on here may be very different. Very different indeed to what we might be expecting. Who else is in the field? We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Disappointing showing from the championship leader so far. 140.5 is all Obi-Wan Kenobi's been able to muster. Good enough for 11th. Rick to continue. 12th for Rick with a 42.3. That's nearly 4 seconds off the pace. And Scrabs, as you saw in practice, with a 43.0 right at the end. So this is it then. 40 minutes of Dragon Trail action. Starts here, round 3 of the Porsche Cayman Cup. Right, it's a good run down to the first braking zone. 13 cars are going to be contesting this one. Let's have a good race. Staffers indeed, could not agree more. Hoping for better luck for Carrington for the opening exchanges. It's not the best of starts in previous races. So we are lights out and away we go. All cars get away well. Obi-Wan Kenobi gets a better start than it looked like. Mrs. Miggins in the background there. Dylan Kjorten got away well as well. But P1 Don's going to have the inside line for the first braking zones. They go side by side. Are these guys going to scrap it out? No, Dylan Kjorten gets that done. Ghost on Gaming went really deep in P4. But Burnfire just about nipped it. P1 Don's back up into the lead. I can't imagine the P1 guys are going to do too much fighting. Obi-Wan Kenobi has had a dream start, up to 7th for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So he's definitely on a very aggressive strategy. Don't forget the drivers will have selected their starting tyre before qualifying. As we see Burnfire really hassling. One sec. My daughter knows whenever I'm commentating, just comes in and talks to me. So it is. I don't know, we'll just stay on board with Burnfire as we negotiate the chicane of death for the first time. You can see everyone taking off nice and conservative as cars are fully laden with fuel. Oh, Rick to continue. We just saw him get that one wrong, I'm afraid, Rick. Mrs. Miggins has had an awful first lap, down into 12th for Mrs. Miggins, way off the pace. Carrington, what's happened to Carrington? Oh, he's been down in 12th for a while. I don't know what happened to Carrington, we didn't see that. He's down in 11th place. He's not had every single race we seem to see Carrington down at the back right at the beginning. And Jack Cutler has got past. Oh, he's off the track. I was just going to say I saw him on the timing screen just leap for Ghost on Gaming. Ghost on Gaming was waiting by the side of the track there for Cutler. We're going to pop on board with Cutler and just have a look and see what happened. Carrington's benefited from that, though. He's going to be able to get past Cutler here. Cutler may be carrying damage. Yeah, he's gone deep. I've got dirty tyres. He's got a little bit of damage. I think he got pushed off track at the beginning from what I could see. Maybe wrong. Okay, yeah, well, we didn't catch it on the cameras, so I couldn't possibly say. So coming down into T2, it's Cutler on the outside. Ghost on Gaming just having to tuck in behind. Oh, he just gets a little bit of a nudge from Ghost on Gaming and off the track he goes. Ghost on Gaming did the right thing and waited up though. Waited to continues, unfortunately disconnected left room. Burnfire is down into 8th place. 10th now for Burnfire. Is that a mechanical issue for the next gen driver? No, he's trying to get underway again. So now he's just lost it there. Let's go on board with him and have a look and see if we can see what happened with that. As he was running in second, don't know if there was any contact there. Didn't see any. That isn't to say it didn't happen. So a very scruffy opening few laps for these, but it's still P1 Don in the lead. Dylan Kjorten 3 seconds adrift now. Cool Rides up to 3rd, so he's had a good start. So is Obi-Wan Kenobi from pretty much the back of the grid. I think he started in 11th, up to 4th. Pilgrim Paddy representing in 5th. Carrington's back to 6th place. So he's not doing too bad. He's 11 seconds off P1 Don at a minute. Sean F up to 7th. So this has really mixed up the order and there's a lot of this race to go. Cutler's down to 8th after that incident down into turn 2. Scrabs up to 9th, Mrs. Miggins 10th, Ghost on Gaming in 11th, and Burnfry after that off a lap ago finds himself 22 seconds adrift of the lead, down in 12th. So the chaos has cooled down a little bit. The top 5 starting to break away. Carrington being caught by Sean a little bit. Sean goes deep into the hairpin. Is that going to let Cutler up? Cutler's breathing all over the back of Sean F here, but knows this isn't the place to make a pass. So Cutler sensibly just dips out the throttle there. gets the death chicane nailed correctly. Ghost on Gaming's had an awful opening one to this one. He was of course involved in that contact. His windscreen wipers are going, so that may have muddled with his electrics a little bit. Ghost on Gaming at the minute down into P11. Meanwhile, Championship leader is beginning to reel some of this back. So Obi-Wan Kenobi now firmly in the slipstream of Cool Rides. These two have history. These two, who are Championship contenders, have been scrapping it out. If you remember Autopolis, and the last lap overtake that Obi-Wan Kenobi made on Cool Rides will go down in folklore for history. Carrington's keeping in touch with these guys. We don't yet know what strategy these guys are looking to place. Let me see if I can get my tyre graphic up. There we go. Right, so we can see the tyre graphics. Last night's race was unbearable for me. Every corner John took, I closed my eye. These are Monzas, like 4 corners. So CRT boys currently 6th, 7th, and I think 10th. No, 6th, 7th, and 9th. So they're representing in the midfield at the minute. But the varying strategies will no doubt make this interesting. Sean F's being hassled by Cutler again. He's defended him for a lap. Oh, a little graze on the wall there by Sean F. That's going to give Cutler the momentum. As you can see, the gap is shrinking. I've just seen something happen up ahead on the map, so we're going to just cut away in a moment and have a look at that. That was involving Pilgrim Paddy. He's now embroiled in a fight with Carrington. So Carrington's looking like he might be able to make a move down into turn 2. Pilgrim Paddy's trying to make him go the long way round. Carrington not close enough at this stage to make a move happen. What happened to Pilgrim Paddy? Oh, he just hit the wall. He just hit the wall. Obi-Wan Kenobi looks to have got a run on Cool Rides at the same time as well. So Obi-Wan Kenobi got himself up to 3rd in the same series of corners. He still holds that place now. Cool Rides down to 4th. P1 Don and Dylan Kyoton are riding away into the distance. Carrington looking to pile the pressure on Pilgrim Paddy. They're on similar tyres, so there's not going to be too much in terms of tyre difference. Pilgrim Paddy looks to have had decent pace through here. This next section of track by the Seaside, the flattest section on the course. Just to the left of this wall, people are sunbathing, reading a book. You see the marina there in the background. Not really the place for making overtakes here, I'm afraid, as the spectators gather to watch the wall being scraped. But Carrington's got a great run down into the final hairpin. He gets that move made even before the hairpin happens. Can Pilgrim Paddy outbrake him, drive it on the outside, maybe get a cutback move, get the better exit speed. It looks like that's what he's trying to do. Just gone board Pilgrim Paddy here is well and truly tucked under the rear wing of Carrington's Porsche. This battle between these guys is dragging them further and further away from Obi-Wan Kenobi and actually we've got Cool Rides somewhere. Where's Cool Rides gone? Johnny Carrington defends that one really well. 1 second, I've pressed the wrong button. I wanted to go here. Cool Rides, what's he done? He's pitted. Cool Rides, who was running P3, he's come into the pits and slapped on a fresh set of super soft tyres. So he's going on a more aggressive strategy. Multiple stops on that one. So for you CRT boys watching this, Mrs. Miggins now up to 7th. Sean F, I think's pitted. He's down at the back of the grid at the minute, but he's got fresh tyres and some clear air in front of him, so he can now start banging in the laps. And Carrington's up to 4th place. Pilgrim Paddy is giving him something to think about. It's 3.7 seconds adrift of Obi-Wan Kenobi up ahead. But both drivers, both Kenobi and Carrington, look to be on similar strategies. So Carrington won't want to be involved in this battle with Pilgrim Paddy for too much longer. And that might be a bit of a relief for him because Pilgrim Paddy's just slammed into the wall. So that's going to give him a break. That should drop Pilgrim Paddy nearly enough out of his slipstream. So just during this bit we'll just give some time to give a quick mention to sponsors of this series and to Tanso. Of course the title sponsors of this are Trophy Monster. I've got Motorsport Track Art involved as well, and MK Designs, who have recently joined the team. So thank you very much to all those sponsors for getting involved and their support of sim racing in general. Tony's on a charge. He is. He's we've just seen. Oh, what's happened there? Mrs. Miggy's up to 6 now, but that's because there's some pit stoppers. He's not stopped yet. Obi-Wan Kenobi just come out of the pits and was immediately just jump on board with Cool Rides. You can see Cool Rides and Obi-Wan Kenobi pretty much come out of the pits together, and Cool Rides gets that move made just so. Cool Rides who just about managed to make the undercut work, so he's now leaped up ahead of Obi-Wan Kenobi yet again. Obi-Wan Kenobi will have slightly fresher tyres, so probably later on in this stint that will come into fruition. Cutler, who we're used to seeing go quite long, we're not sure what any of these guys are going to do yet. Analysts say it's probably going to be at least a 2-stop race, even for the conservative guys amongst it. It's quite a fuel dependent track, as you can appreciate, as well as we see Pilgrim Paddy just get that corner wrong again. That's going to give Cutler a great run on him. Cutler's going to get up into 4th now. Mrs. Miggins is going to reel right up to the back of Pilgrim Paddy as well. But unfortunately for Tony, he's not going to be quite close enough to make a move. He might be able to sniff blood at this moment in time though. As Pilgrim Paddy is going to peel off into the pits, Mrs. Miggins is going to join him, so this will even things out a little bit for the time being. Carrington, who's not yet stopped, finds himself in P3. With Dylan Kyorton only 4 seconds up the road. Dylan Kyorton's not pitted yet either. He's just had a really bad lap last time out, a 46.5. He's got some damage on his car as well. So Dylan Kyorton, who's on a conservative strategy to start with, has brought Carrington into his window a little bit more now. Cutler, who's also not yet stopped, starting to drop the lap time off a little bit, just a couple of seconds behind Carrington. Did you mention MK Designs? I did mention MK Designs 2 or 3 times. I've mentioned MK Designs. If you're watching this on YouTube, what I'll do is I'll stick links in the description to all the sponsors, if I can find them. I've got the Facebook link to MK Designs because I'm looking at it right now. In fact, I've just liked it. And I'll stick that, but I can't do that on Twitch. It's just a unique way Twitch works. Right, let's crack on, see what's happening. Sean F hasn't yet, so he has stopped, sorry. Apologies, has stopped, so he has stopped and he's in 7th. So Sean F's having a good race so far, nice and consistent from him. Pilgrim Paddy, after his stop, finds himself down in 8th. Mrs. Miggins is giving him a bit of a challenge. Scrabs up in 10th, Ghost Wrong Gaming. Just 4 attempts behind him. And Burnt Fry 3 seconds behind those guys as Carrington comes into the pits. Just a good move there from Ghost Wrong Gaming. Scrubs just gets the death chicane a little bit wrong. Mrs. Miggins is going slow as well. I'm going to assume he's made a mistake. So Ghost Wrong Gaming, 2 for the price of 1 there. He gets 2 moves made in 1 go. As Mrs. Miggins just about manages to hold off Scrubs. Meanwhile, at the front, P1 Don stretching his lead to 12.5 seconds. But if you avert your eyes to the right hand side of the screen, you'll just see just how consistent Don has been with his lap times. 40.8, 40.9, 40.7 on worn tyres. Johnny undercutting Cutler potentially. Potentially, yeah. Cutler's been running low 42s, high 41s. Carrington's similar sort of pace, so if he can have a blistering outlap here, then he might be able to get something made of it. Cutler doesn't look quite ready for a pit stop yet. If Cutler stretches this out, that'll play into Carrington's hands, because he's only going to get slower now. So Cutler needs to make an executive decision as the leader pits. And Dylan Curtin's got yet more damage on his car, so I want to say he's smashed that wall again. He's really stretching this stint though. We're nearly halfway through the race, so Dylan Curtin's going for the very, very brave one-stop option. So Dylan Curtin's going to assume the lead of the race. Cutler's going to assume P2. Obi-Wan Kenobi's just going to come out in P3. P1 Don, who's come out with a full tank of fuel and some soft tyres, maybe trying to go to the end now. We're not too sure if he's going to try that. It's very impressive if he manages it, but for the time being, P1 Don. P4 for him. Cool Rides P5 at the minute. A good race for Cool Rides. Sean F P6. He's pitted once already. He's going to have to pit soon again. But a good race for Sean so far. Carrington, who we just commented a moment ago, has pitted in, but his outlap was slow. It was 1:44.7. He needs to make this lap count because Cutler's staying out. Carrington really needs a good lap here, at least a 40. He needs to get back into the 40s, does Carrington, in order to make this undercut work on Cutler. We think Cutler's going to pit this lap. We see the Next Gen Racing pit crew rush out into the pit lane in preparation for Cutler to come in for his stop. He's only getting caught by Obi-Wan Kenobi now, who has pitted and will be wanting to make that move past him ASAP. Dylan Curtin, leader of the race at the minute. But he's made a few mistakes as Dylan. It's not been the cleanest sort of race from him. I've raced with Dylan before. He's a very fast guy, normally very consistent. He's going to go on for another lap, so he's really trying to make this one stop work, and he's doing well so far. 42.1 for him that time around. Cutler pits then. Let's keep an eye on Carrington, see where that comes around. Carrington's just come around the final corner now. He's gonna have a little bit of aero assistance from Sean F, is he? No, Sean peels off into the pits again. Where does Carrington come out in relation to Cutler then? Cutler's just been released from the pit box. There he is. Carrington makes the undercut happen with a 41.0 on his outlap, but that was helped by Cutler's last few laps actually being quite slow on worn tyres. Cutler now though on the softest compound tyre you can get. We'll see if these guys are going to try and stop again, but for the time being Carrington makes that move happen. But unfortunately for him, Cutler is in his slipstream range, so while Cutler's trying to get his tyres into temperature, Carrington needs to just try and hammer away and get a break from that slipstream. P1 Don then up to P2 after those pit stops have happened. So of course don't forget Dylan Curtin hasn't pitted yet, so P1 hasn't pitted. He's going to be coming in this time round. We see the P1 boys rush out into the pit lane this time. This time it's going to be to welcome Dylan Curtin. We're pretty confident he's going to go for another set of medium tyres and enough motion lotion to get him to the end. In fact, yeah, Dylan Curtin does box. Pit confirm. P1 Don we know is going to take the lead of the race because he's only 5 and a bit seconds behind him anyway. Obi-Wan Kenobi should make it through into P2. Now it's a case of whether Carrington and Cutler can make anything happen with this. We know Dylan Curtin made a few mistakes during his stint. We also think, of course, that Dylan Curtin may not need to pit again. So Cutler and Carrington make it through. Probably Paddy might make it as well. No, he's not. There's Dylan Curtin just coming out of the pits now. So yeah, another set of mediums and a full tank of fuel for Dylan Curtin. He's going to the end of the race. Cutler and Carrington we believe are going to have to stop again, although these two predictably on the same strategy as you would expect. But what they need to do, I think, during this stint, Dylan Curtin's only 5 seconds behind. These guys need to work together now. They've got to. If they don't, Dylan Curtin's going to have that last podium position. As Cutler gets through on the entry to the S's, these guys now just need to work together, because Dylan Curtin catches them at the rate we know he can. It's going to be game over for these guys in terms of getting themselves on the podium. Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to have to pit again. Will he try and go to the end with his next pit stop? We're not too sure. He's on a purple sector, so his pace is superb at the minute. Just a quick sip of water. There we go. And if you're watching this and you've not yet pressed that follow button, please do that. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Obi-Wan Kenobi pits from second. Cutler and Carrington are going to make it through. This is a battle that we're going to keep an eye on, because these two have been duking it out every single race. Dylan Curtin, just keep an eye on that gap. 4.8 to the guys ahead, so not too much happening there. Pilgrim Paddy and Coolrides were pretty close, just a couple of attempts between those guys. Coolride's going to go for a move down into T2. Doesn't look close enough at this stage. No, he dips his nose out. Pilgrim Paddy just put off by that a little bit, but holds his nerve and keeps the race in line. He's going to make Coolrides work for that, I think. But Coolrides gets a really good exit, and he's now got the inside. Pilgrim Paddy's going to have to concede this one. He's trying to hang it around the outside. Unlike Albon and Hamilton, these guys give each other plenty of room, and the racing continues. Mrs. Miggins then hanging on behind those, and if these guys continue to battle up ahead, Mrs. Miggins can snatch a couple of places there quite easily. Obi-Wan Kenobi has now pitted. We think probably going to try and go to the end as well. We don't know. Looking at fuel, looks like he's going to have to pit again. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sean F. Similar strategy to Obi-Wan Kenobi, currently in P9 with Burnt Fry chasing him down. Similar strategy between Burnt Fry and Sean F, so maybe you want to keep an eye on. Ghost Run Gaming has just pitted as well. He's P11 at the minute, so a race to forget for Ghost Run Gaming. But fresh set of boots on that car, and Scrabs down in P12. Mikey Rapscallion, thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Up to 36 now. Okay, so P1 Don getting us into the 39.2s in the race. Superb pace from P1 Don. We think he's going to probably pit again. Two guys we know are going to pit again are Cutler and Carrington. Cutler dropped Carrington there. Carrington's last lap was a 41.3. Cutler went a whole second quicker. So I think Carrington made a mistake somewhere along that lap. But at least he was still relatively close together. Are they just managing things a little bit differently? I'd argue Carrington's doing a better job on fuel. Of course, we don't know what's in their brains until that. Dylan Curtin is catching though. So Dylan Curtin is reeling him in ever so slightly, even though he's on the harder tyre. Sean F disconnected, left the room. Obi-Wan Kenobi up to 7th. Let's see what happened there. Was a mistake made. Yeah, we see Pilgrim Paddy just dips a wheel on the grass. Let's see if we can see what happened to Sean there. 1 second. Let's see if we can go to him. I'm not able to go to Sean. We can see him there in 10th. Yeah, it's a disconnect. You can tell by the car behaviour. Disconnect for Sean F there by the looks of things, the way the car behaves. Yeah, that's a disconnect all day long for Sean F, which is a bit disappointing. Just as we cut back to Burnt Fry smashing into the wall. I think we just saw Burnt Fry quit then. Yeah, he's left the room as well, so we're now down to just 10 drivers. I like the Austrian GP today. A third of the field is pretty much quit out. Pilgrim Paddy peels off into the pits. We're 25 minutes through this one. We've got just 15 minutes remaining. As Obi-Wan Kenobi's trying to put the pressure on Mrs. Miggins. Nice and patient with his moves though at the minute, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But the championship leader will want to waste no time in getting himself back up there. Yeah, good for Sean. But you can just sometimes, you know, with GT, you can just tell the car behaviour and what it's been up to. Meanwhile, P1 Don controlling the pace from the front. Nice and consistent from Don, leads away to Cutler by 18 seconds. Cutler is leading away to Carrington by 3.5 seconds, but as it stands, Carrington is on the podium. That being said, these guys are going to have to pit soon, and Dylan Curtin is reeling them in. So Dylan Curtin's in a net P2, and the last podium position is going to be fought out between Cutler and Carrington in the last stint of the race. JPH99, good evening my friend, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm alright mate, I am alright, thank you. I'm still getting over that Grand Prix earlier. But yes, I am all good mate, I am all good. How about yourself? Let's have some champagne and the champagne. Right, Cutler pits then. Right, this is undercut opportunity for Carrington now. He needs this lap to be fast. So he's been lapping in the low 42s. If he can do a lap in the mid 41s, might just be all right with this. He might make that undercut work. So Carrington will be full focus mode now. Steffers will be shouting words of encouragement from whatever room she's hiding away in this time. And the sweat beading down the face of Johnny Carrington will be only inspiring him on to great things. He needs to stonk in a good lap. He's been caught by Dylan Curtin, but in fairness, he probably knows that that's going to happen. No point fighting someone that's on a different strategy. Carrington will be fully aware of that, and he's probably going to pit himself at the end of this lap, so Dylan Curtin will be released into the path of P1 Don. Cool Rides 4 and a bit seconds behind that. This is a driver that again Carrington and Cutler just need to be careful of. But Cool Rides and Kenobi somewhat magnetically attracted to each other whenever they're on track. Again, slightly different strategies for these guys. We expect Cool Ride's pit crew to be running out into the pit lane any minute now. Just to have upstairs well out of the way. Oh, every single person I've spoke to today, everyone, and I've spoke to a lot of people, every single person has been screaming for Lando. Absolutely brilliant race, mate. Right, Carrington pits. So it's now down to whether these guys put the fuel in right, the work of the pit crew. Cutler's now on the start finish straight. Let's just jump on his onboard camera. He's probably going to keep himself ahead of Carrington here. Yeah, he is. Carrington's just coming out of the pit lane now, I think. He's down in 5th. Cutler, let's have a look. So 6 seconds is the gap between Cutler and Carrington now. That's a lot of time to make up. He's got 10 minutes to do it. I know the CRT boys will be cheering him on. And Johnny jumped up and down with noise. I spat tea out. I had a gob full of tea. Because it come out, if you watch it, just as Norris crosses the line, the little graphic that shows gap to Hamilton's up. And it just dipped to like 4.6 seconds, I think it was. Yeah, tea everywhere. It was not very pleasant. Right, so as most people now have pitted, I say most because we were expecting P1 Don to come in for a splash and dash in a lap or two's time, but he's 25 seconds clear of Dylan Curtin. Dylan's going to the end, we think, with 10 minutes to go. That looks like he should be able to make that happen. He leads Obi-Wan Kenobi by 4 seconds, but Obi-Wan Kenobi's on a much more aggressive strategy, so we think he's going to pit again. Cutler is far enough back that Dylan doesn't have to worry about him too much, but he's carrying damage as Cutler hit the wall. Yes, he has. Cutler smashed the wall, so that... I'm pressing buttons, sorry. There we go. That brings Carrington back into play. Just 3.9 seconds now between Cutler and Carrington, so this one is not over yet. Cool Rides is in 6th. He's going to the end, so we'll keep an eye on Cool Rides v Obi-Wan Kenobi. When Kenobi picks again, he's going to have to. Mrs. Miggins has had a decent opening race for Tony. Not the greatest opening lap, but has kept it pretty consistent during the race and a deserved P7 so far. Could be even higher as well. Ghost Run Gaming, disappointing one for Ghost Run Gaming. Was involved in a collision with Cutler early on. Did the sportsman-like thing and waited up, of course, but it's left him down at the back of the grid and sort of fighting for scraps. Pilgrim Paddy, P9 for him. Disappointing result for Pilgrim Paddy, but he has just knocked in his fastest lap of the race of 40.5 and scrabs into P10, who's just been lapped by P1 Don. Was a good race, F1. I enjoyed it. Yeah, well, I was thinking it was going to be a bit of a boring one. I'm not going to lie, Staffers, but it turned out to be an absolute stonker. So we enter the last 10 minutes then from the Porsche Cayman Cup, hosted by Tanso Racing Group, sponsored by Trophy Monster, Motorsport Track Art, and MK Designs. Those guys who've got behind us all, geeky sim racers, sat in our rigs on a sweaty Sunday night. The least you could do if you're watching this is go and give their businesses some love and check out what they have to offer as well. So the gap between Cutler and Carrington now stands at 2.4 seconds. Let's have a check on Cool Rides as Obi-Wan Kenobi's pitted. Kenobi's actually jumped Cool Rides by a fair bit of distance. And frustratingly for Carrington, just got out ahead of him as well. This is not what Carrington needed, because these two are in a sense different in different races. They're in the same race now. P5 for Carrington at the moment, which isn't a bad result for him, I'll be honest, because he started off down a bit further on down at the back. BTTCC, yeah, August, is it at Alton Park it starts? I know I'm going to try and get myself to Donington if they let you, because I live not far from Donington, so I'm going to try and get myself over. Right, so the Carrington v Cutler and the Kenobi v Cool Rides battles that we were expecting to see kind of have switched up a little bit. It's now turned into Kenobi v Carrington. Cutler's going to need to use this opportunity to escape, and he needs to just make sure he keeps his nose clean. Donington's first round, is it? Oh damn it. I'll try. I'll have a look on the website and see if I can get in. Hopefully I can make it to that one. Anything specific going off on track? And really, the on-track action is being hosted by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Carrington, who are battling for P4. Cutler seems to have got that P3 in the bag at the minute. I'm saying that with some conviction, but Kenobi is catching him, so this could work in Carrington's hands. If Kenobi catches Cutler, brings Carrington into play, Cutler's going to be using up tyres defending to him. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, who has just set his personal best first set, he just makes a mistake coming into the S's, does hold it, but that's going to cost him a few temps, probably drop him out of slipstream range as well. Tickets ready for Donington when it was due to run in March, hoping they'll... Oh, we see Kenobi make a mistake. 20 minutes from Knockhill. They do, what do you call it? Track days at Knockhill, don't they? Always fancied going, it was a great track. Right, so Kenobi's made a mistake. We're going to go back and have a quick look at that. But that's given Carrington a little bit of a smell of blood. Oh no, he hits the wall. No. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to... That was Kenobi's mistake. Oh no, Carrington, that's going to put Cool Rides on your gearbox. No, no, no. When will Carrington get a break? When will he get a break? So he's doing really well, going through the chicane of death right on Canodi's gearbox, and just, I think he's just blinded on the entry, just carries too much speed and clips that wall. So unfortunately that's put Carrington down into P6, and he was looking promising for a podium at one stage. Typical chicane of death. Could have happened to anyone. That, however, has equalised things at the top a little bit. P1 Don running away with this. Holds the fastest lap, the race win, and he got pole position as well, so it could be a clean sweep for P1 Don. Dylan Curtin too far behind really to do anything about it. He's 15-16 seconds adrift either side, so he's going to be a bit on his own for the next 10 minutes or so. Cutler's got a 2-second lead to Obi-Wan Kenobi, so a relatively safe gap, but Obi-Wan Kenobi has been lapping faster and again has set a personal best second sector. The chicane of death can bite you at any time. Kenobi just looks to have got a little bit uneasy through the second half of that and just scraped the wall on exit. Carrington does need a little bit of a miracle now. Dylan Curtin's splashing and dashing, so Dylan Curtin's now going to go for the fastest lap. If my guess is right, he's slapped on some super softs, he has. So Dylan Curtin's going to try and go for the fastest lap, so we'll keep an eye on that. Speed was fine, line was too tight, yeah, trying to get like that, yeah. No, I agree. JPH, if you do go to Donington, give me a shout, mate, I'll come with. Oh, I'll come and see you. Social distance and all that. Yeah, and we've all done, the thing is, right, we've all done it. Oh, he's got back past Cool Rides though. He's back up to P5. I don't know where that happened. Let's see if the camera's picked it up. I don't think it will have done. No, he got that move made well before this. Mrs. Miggins is also in the mix as well. So Mrs. Miggins looking like he may be making a move on Cool Rides. They have got a tyre advantage. They are on softer tyres, Carrington and Mrs. Miggins. So Cool Rides is on the soft, whereas Carrington and Mrs. Miggins are on the super soft. So if Mrs. Miggins, we're going to have another lap at least after this, I think. So Mrs. Miggins 8 tenths behind Cool Rides. Not a lot of time left, but has the possibility of making this happen. Dylan Curtin on the outlap now, getting those tyres up to temperature, wants that fastest lap off P1 Don. 39.2 is the time to beat to get that fastest lap. I don't know if you get a point for it, I'm not too sure. But we'll see if Dylan Curtin manages to do that. P1 Don's lapping in the mid 41s now, so those tyres obviously seeing the best of their days. Off he goes for his fastest lap mission. NGR Cutler is being caught by Obi-Wan Kenobi, but not at a stunning rate. Though all this top 4 should make it across the line in time to start another lap. Carrington, Cool Rides and Mrs. Miggins probably won't make it round in time. We'll keep an eye on that. God always smiles on CRT. Well, Cool Rides is in a CRT sandwich at the minute, so we'll see if that filling comes pouring out the side. Sorry to P1 Don for not giving you much coverage, but it's hard to give you exciting coverage when you're smashing it at the front of the pack, so apologise, but sorry, not sorry. So things to watch out for: can Obi-Wan Kenobi catch Cutler? These guys probably gonna do another lap, we think. Can Carrington hold off Cool Rides? Can Mrs. Miggins catch Cool Rides? The gap hasn't changed at all between those guys. Not much happening with Goshawn Gaming, Pilgrim Paddy or Scrabs, so apologies in the last sections, you're not really going to get much of a look in. The race director, front cameraman, aka my right index finger, is firmly being pointed at this battle for 5th and the battle for 3rd. So as you can see then, the gap between Cutler and Canody has absolutely dropped. The timer is coming down. 10 seconds remain. Cutler and Canody are going to make it across in time. So off they go to do another lap. Does Carrington make it across the line in time as well? No, he becomes the first man to finish. He is going to finish in P5 for Carrington, so an event-filled race for Johnny Carrington. But P5, a good result in the end. Cool rides, P6 for him. Will do no harm in the championship fight. Mrs. Miggins, debut race for Mrs. Miggins. Stayed away from the Jack Daniels in the drinks bottle. Finished P7, P8 for Ghost Home Gaming. But let's check back in with these guys then. So the gap is cut by 2.5 tenths between Cutler and Obi-Wan Kenobi. It all comes down to this last sector. How are they looking on fuel? Cutler's a little bit more fuel limited, but he's got enough. Obi-Wan Kenobi's pushing that much, he's going off the track. He's now going to try and wreck every little bit of performance out of that Cayman that he possibly can. Who has the largest gentleman testes? As we go through the chicane of death for the last time then. Dylan Kjorton looks to have made a little bit of a mistake going through there. He did set a personal best lap of 39.3, but it just wasn't enough for fastest. I'm afraid Obi-Wan Kenobi's made a mistake, so let's give P1 Don the grats he deserves for a fantastically operated race. Dylan Kjorton went for the fastest lap at the end, just comes up a tenth short, but P2 in the end for the P1 driver on his debut weekend. NGR Cutler, a well orchestrated race start to finish for Cutler despite being off the track. P3 for him, and Obi-Wan Kenobi P4. Anthony Hunt, good evening, how are you doing? Well done Johnny, well done lads, well done, great race. Yep, the CRT boys certainly did you proud tonight, but now is the time to hold aloft P1 Don as he collects his winner's trophy for taking the win at Dragon Trail Seaside. Confirmation of the results coming up on screen now. For the Cayman Cup, sponsored by Trophy Monster, Motorsport Track Art and MK Designs. Your winner then, P1 Don. Next to him on the podium is Dylan Kjorton, and Joe Cutler takes that last spot. But there's confirmation. We had a couple of drivers leave due to various issues. Sean F was one of them, Rick to continue another, and Bernd Fry did leave the lobby as well. Great, thanks for that, Ghost Rider, appreciate it. Great race Tony, won't mind going that myself. If you want to get involved in this, you're best off messaging, if you get on the Tanso Racing Group Facebook page and get in touch with his Scrabbo in here, but he's John Johnson in real life, so drop him a message, and if we can accommodate you mate, definitely get involved, it's good racing. Right then, so that wraps this one up, but yeah, get yourself involved mate, and it may be me. Let's have a look. I've had a message from Sean. I'm not going to repeat what it says. I'm not going to repeat it, but yeah, he's not happy. Right, let's have a look. I'm trying to remember what track's next week. Oh, thanks, Steffers. Appreciate it. Give my condolences and congratulations to Johnny as well. Again, another bit of unlucky racing for him, I guess, in the first stint, but he redeemed himself in the second one, so yeah, he did alright. P5, not too bad. My car was allergic to your rear end, Cutler. Can't wait for this to be over. Oh, Ghost Home Gaming, shut up. Thanks again. No problem at all, Obi-Wan Kenobi. May the force be with you. Is it rerun a Spa? Yeah, I know that's the last one, but is it the last one next week? You're probably right. I just do that much stuff on this game. I get lost where I am. Send that. Yeah, I think it's the Spa rerun, and I think it's in the rain. So ladies and gents, tune in next Sunday for the final race of this series. I'll give it a bit more of an amp up. Yeah, it's Spa next week. I'll give it a good old amp up next Sunday night. What date is it? What date is it going to be on Sunday? Let's have a look on my laptop. My laptop don't work. Brilliant. Oh no, it's the 12th. So yeah, tune in 12th of July. So these guys are going to go to Spa. We've kind of ran that race already, but there was that much. The internet basically died for the entire world that night, so we're going to have to rerun it. So yeah, tune in Sunday night for the final race from the Trophy Monster Porsche Cup. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you look in the descriptions box at the bottom, you'll see links to the sponsors and of course to Tanso Racing Group's Facebook page. If you want to get involved in this, please come and tune in as well and get involved with the guys. They're a friendly bunch, these sim racers. They'll welcome you with open arms. Give our sponsors some love as well. They've got behind this. All we're asking is you get behind them. You never know if there's to be fair, I've had a look. I've seen some stuff on there that I might get, but you know, some really good gift ideas on those sites as well. If there's a favourite track, like someone mentioned in the comments, Knockhill, you could get a Knockhill like printed on your wall. It's great. I'll be tuning back in next Sunday evening. Thank you, Steffers, from the comfort of upstairs, no doubt. But to be fair, that what that had done in terms of the championship, because Carrington was right in the middle of it. Let's have a look. So Carrington was okay. So he was P6. He beat everyone behind him. He's probably going to stay P6, but it's going to bring it really close for the last race. And the guys are going to leap on and do some practice now. So, and it's going to be, I'm sure it's rain. I'm sure it's going to be in the rain. We'll see. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, it means you can concentrate. Mid-table. Yeah, your P6 coming into this one, Johnny. But I'm just thinking what you kind of need to do next week and who your opposition's gonna be. Ghost on Gaming was close to you before, but he's dropped quite a few points this race, unfortunately for him. You were directly behind Don Dotter, but he's gonna leap up. Cutler's probably your closest rival. Yeah, we'll talk about all this next week. He needs to win. We want him to win as well, because he gets a lot of support in the comments. So the better he does, the better my engagement goes up. So you know, all good for that. Right, I'm going to end this here, I think. Tune in next Sunday. I will be live from about 8:45. I'll be throwing the links out left, right and centre as well, so you'll no doubt get prompted. But get following the channel. If you're watching this on Twitch, press the little love heart you see on your screen. That'll follow it. That basically means you get notifications when I go live. It also means I get a nice warm fuzzy feeling inside. And if you're watching this on YouTube, because I'll be uploading this to YouTube tonight, in fact I'll best do this before I do that. If you subscribe on YouTube, you get notified, or you should do. Click the bell icon, you get notified when videos get uploaded. If Twitch isn't your thing, which is completely fine, that's why I operate on 2 platforms. Drop some comments down below as to what you like to see and what you want more of, and we'll go from there. What's that emoji? I can't even see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure I'll have some abuse on Snapchat from you. I've had a Snapchat sat there waiting for 20 minutes that I've not opened. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I've just seen that one. Right, I'm tuning this off now, guys. I'll catch you later. I hope you have a great week. And, yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.